Truth or Dare is a film that came out about a week and a half ago. I didn't talk about it when it came out because I've actually been dreading to talk about it. Yeah, this is a film that was actually made. Yeah. So Truth or Dare follows these teenagers who go to Mexico for their spring break, and while they're there, they meet this stranger, they play this game of Truth or Dare, and it turns out this said stranger led them to this location to purposely get them in this game of Truth or Dare to give them this curse. The game is apparently haunted, and it's making them do things in the Truth or Dare scenario where they have to tell the truth or they have to perform a dare, and if they don't do this, they die. Wow. So this movie's really bad, but I actually had a really fun time watching it because of how unbelievable it is. This is like one of those, I guess you could call it guilty pleasure movies, or movies where it's so bad that it's actually kind of enjoyable. There's something about it. Like, we gotta talk about this. So first thing I want to get out of the way is that these characters are so stereotypical, and was there even a character that I remotely cared for? It's so weird. The characters have things about them and secrets about them that are only there to pertain to this game of Truth or Dare, where the game can manipulate them in saying things to their parents or their loved ones to get a truth out there, or to basically manipulate them into doing something that they fear or don't want to do. For example, one of the kids is gay, and the game makes the kid come out to his father. One of the kids is a drug dealer. One of the girls is in love with her friend's boyfriend, and it's just, these aren't really characters. These are just stereotypical teenagers who have little secrets about them that are implemented into this story, so this haunted Truth or Dare game can reveal to the audience just something. You really don't care. The movie also really weirdly represents the game through other characters in the story. Like, if you see a character in the movie playing Truth or Dare, everyone around them like gets this weird smiley face and corners them in a room, and it's just really weird and awkward, and I didn't really know what I was watching. And apparently the game can mimic real-world items like key people's cars and write on notes and put things on the walls like Truth or Dare. It's just, this is it's an interesting concept, but the way that it's portrayed in this film is very weird to me. I found it interesting, but I didn't really think the writers knew what they were doing. It honestly felt like as the movie progressed, the writers added another rule onto this movie to make it more interesting. Like, in a real scenario, if we were in a haunted game of Truth or Dare, we would obviously pick truth the entire time so we weren't dared into doing something dangerous. But within the film, it's revealed that if truth is picked 2 times in a row, then the third person has to do dare. It's obvious that they realized this loophole, the writers did, and they added this rule to make the movie more interesting. And there's a lot of stuff like that as well, where there's certain rules that are added, and there's only one way to stop this curse, and you can't really be in this Truth or Dare scenario if there's nobody around you. It's a really weird movie that obviously the writers had no idea what they were doing, and it shows, because they kept adding stuff throughout this entire thing. And they really didn't know what to do with the characters either. They really just wanted to make these characters obviously stereotypical and to basically just have them as people revealing their secrets to others. You don't really care about anybody whatsoever. There is a subplot that tried to make you care for one of the characters, but you just really don't. You don't feel really any sympathy for the girl whatsoever, because the girl is kind of a slut. And the one thing that I dread about this film is that it's PG-13. Not the film itself, but the theater experience that I had the night that I went to the theater was one of the worst theater experiences that I had in my life. This film was rated PG-13. It's not rated R. And when I went in there and I invited a college friend of mine, we went into this movie just thinking, okay, it's going to be a scary movie that we're both going to enjoy. This theater was filled with like 12 to 13-year-olds from middle to high school. And a lot of them were just like screaming at parts that weren't even scary, that you could just tell that a jump scare was about to happen. The movie definitely made some money because they were able to get that demographic of middle to high school students, but I feel as though this film would have been more successful if it was actually a good film. You see from the trailers that there's some violent content that's going to happen, but when you see it in the film, it cuts to a different shot for that PG-13 rating. And I really think that's kind of the downfall of this film. Not only just the terrible characters and the bad writing, but also because I'm not able to enjoy this film from an adult perspective. I'm not able to enjoy it from a rated R perspective because obviously it's not rated R. It was pretty definite that this film was supposed to be made from like a Final Destination kind of point of view, but the PG-13 aspect really hinders the film. I would have really enjoyed this to be rated R. I would have enjoyed if there was gore. Because with terrible characters in a film, what really highlights a horror film sometimes is the amount of gore. And seeing these terrible characters go through gruesome kills, pretty much. Sometimes. I'm not saying that really makes the film better, but from an audience perspective, kind of does. Guys, I was just in utter shock when I saw this film. I was just like, wow, this was made. And you know what? I'd probably watch it again. If I wanted to get like really drunk one night with a group of friends and I was like, hey, you guys want to watch Truth or Dare? I feel like you would still have a fun time watching this film. It's really bad and the characters suck, but I oddly liked this film for that reason, for how stupid it is. So yes, guys, that's my review for Truth or Dare. Comment down below what you thought of this film if you saw it. Like the video, share it, and please subscribe to Pixel Talk if you haven't yet for more movie reviews, trailer reactions, and gaming content. Thank you guys so much. I am Corbin Stuckey, and this is Pixel Talk.